1, 2, this ain't no ordinary stream. From the ashes, Phoenix talks manifest in a dream. Got a growing channel, YouTube's where the wisdom resides. For all the Nest members, no truth can ever hide. She's an under detective on the digital beat, questioning the unthinkable, bringing fire to the heat. With a mind so advanced, highly intelligent and bold, part of the hive mind with birdie stories to unfold. Common sense is a superpower, cutting through the noise, unlocking closed minds, amplifying all our voices.
Phoenix, Phoenix, what do you see? Unlocking knowledge for you and me. The nest is rising strong and true, sharing wisdom, me and you. Clap, clap, clap for the truth we seek. Every answer, week by week. Phoenix, Phoenix, what do you see? Unlocking knowledge for you and me. The nest is rising strong and true, sharing wisdom, me and you. Clap, clap, clap for the truth we seek. Every answer, week by week. Phoenix, Phoenix, what do you see? Unlocking knowledge for you and me. The nest is rising strong and true, sharing wisdom, me and you. Clap, clap, clap for the truth we seek. Every answer, week by week.
Yo, microphone check, 1, 2, this ain't no ordinary stream. From the ashes, Phoenix talks manifest in a dream. Got a growing channel, YouTube's where the wisdom resides. For all the Nest members, no truth can ever hide. She's an under detective on the digital beat, questioning the unthinkable, bringing fire to the heat. With a mind so advanced, highly intelligent and bold.
All right. How are you on this beautiful Tuesday night, July 29th, 2025? And we're here. A lot of us are here. We are still following this case. I'm going to welcome you all in. And let's talk about Kohberger's future, especially the autism in prison. And where might he end up? I think this is a great conversation to have right now, because with all the hype behind the police records that people have been combing through and the connections that a lot of us are making, I think now is the time to take some time to step back and really deep dive into this. Everyone's focused on who did this, why they did this. I'm focused on what's next for Kohberger. Hey, Summer Jade in the house. Lisa K, good evening, my friend. Hey, Les, good time to see you. Your times are off. Let's get them right back on track. Selena, hope your day was good from Spokane. Hello. Lulu Bell, hello. Hey, nesters. Yeah, get in here, you little nesters. Get into this nest and let's chitty chat. Let's talk about an important issue. I mean, I can tell you my experience, but let's see what we can come up with today. Patty says, hello, nesters. Patty's in the house. OG. Okay, good evening, everyone. How are you? Excited for this? Me too. I'm excited for this. Peggy, birds of a feather, we flock together. Hope everybody can hear me well. Canada. Canada to California. Oh, I heard about that earlier. Sent you an email. All right, Joni, I'll grab it. Hey, hey, hey. Halo Art, Lisa K. Hello. Hello. Yeah, if you don't have that app, get that app. You can hear me. Fantastic. So, what do you say we all just take a step backwards here? Take a step back from all the noise going on out there, all the drama that some of these creators are making out there, all the accusations, all the threats of taking people to court. What have we stepped in because we're sharing truth in police reports that somebody just doesn't like? I mean, are we hitting on the truth? Is that why people are pissed off and sending us threatening messages with legal action and you slandered somebody? No, baby. Let's go toe to toe. I'll take you right to court. I'd love to see them in a deposition, guys. Let's talk about that, right? I know a lot of people are wanting to talk about that. Some of the creators are just getting out of hand. But thing we want to talk about is 37 days to go. And Kohberger doesn't have any appellate attorney. I called Ann Taylor's office today and they were very kind. They told me straight up they couldn't take an appeals case. They don't have anyone they could reference him to. And that's exactly word for word that they told me. He needs an appellate attorney in Idaho. And you know how many appellate attorneys in Idaho there are? Not too many that will touch this case. And you got to be an appellate attorney and practice in Idaho. You know how difficult that is to find, guys? I've been on the phone all day long because we are actually trying to get an attorney that will open a trust and take donations off that trust. That is the legal way to do fundraising. Not these fake GoFundMe's for any. I can't get into all that fakeness and all that fraud. Just can't do it. I won't be associated with any of that. If you're going to do something, you got to do it right. So, there's not a lot of appellate attorneys in Idaho other than two that I put the word out for. And I don't know. I've talked to a really good friend of Bryan Kohberger's. Yes, Bryan Kohberger has friends. And yes, he has female friends. Very well vetted. I won't disclose any private information, but what I can say legitimately is they don't believe he could hurt anything, not even an animal. And yet, this person did move from Pennsylvania to Washington and knew Kohberger. Vetted 100%. Now, can we get in touch with Kohberger's parents? She used to have the ability to reach out to them, but since all this and he took the plea deal, they were getting probably allegedly threats and they've removed themselves from social media. Does that make everything go away after he took the plea deal? No. No. He's going to be in prison 23 hours a day, one free hour. And y'all, prisons are not made with people with autism. They're not. Now, I was reviewing my notes, and something, I talked about it a little earlier on my previous live. If you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. I talked a little about this incident, this little fender bender that happened at Bryan Kohberger's apartment complex. And in that accident, I actually found a video of the accident that happened that night outside his complex. And if you haven't seen the Cole Berenberg document from the police department, it is, let me pull it up so you guys can see it, so you actually know that I'm not shooting the shit. I'm talking the real stuff here, because this is something that I have experience in. And when I say that, I mean I have family members who have done this. I do this. God, I hope one day someone doesn't come back to me and said, "Oh my God, you unalived somebody." No, I didn't. I happened to be there, and I happened to look up online what the case was about. And if I captured some audio or some video evidence, God only knows. I would only hope I wouldn't be charged with the crime because I went to Walmart and I was in the area. God only knows. I would only hope that would not happen to me. I mean, what if that happened to you? You go to grab a Dairy Queen or something with your family, and all of a sudden now you've been followed by God knows who, and you've been accused of God knows what, and now you're sitting in prison. How is that even possible? What would you do? What would you do if you were faced with the death penalty, knowing that you can go to trial and they could potentially find you guilty because you have ASD and they don't understand your tics, your quirks, your behavior, your stoic looks? Hey Joni, welcome to the team. Joni in the house, new member. Thank you so much. Everything's free here, not charging for anything. So that's a good segue. If you want to make a donation, feel free to. So I want to talk about this incident. We're going to get into a video real quick, and I want to get your thought process in this. Now, I'm not going to ask you guys how many of you have somebody in your family with autism. Not going to ask you that. I don't want you to expose yourself. You know who you are. And what I want to ask is if you have experience in this arena with anyone, because I'm going to give you a little bit of background. I'm not afraid to talk about my situation. My son has autism. He was diagnosed at age of 5. My ex did not agree with his regimen, his medication, his diet, didn't recommend, and he didn't want to adhere to anything. And we had a struggle. I mean, it was a legitimate struggle in our marriage to where we ended up in divorce. I divorced him because I filed for divorce 3 times, guys. Took back 2, canceled 1. It's all on public record. I'm not shitting you. I'm telling you straight up the truth. I learned some things about him that I didn't like. He was kicked out of the military and this and that, but I'm just giving you factual information. So when I see Kohberger, I can see some of his quirks and his tics and his blank stares, but I could also see it, and we're going to watch this video real quick, with him being stopped because people are talking about how awful he is and he's trash bucket and this and that. And sometimes I just want to slap the hell out of someone who talks so derogatory to someone they don't even know, that they don't even have any compassion for. And God forbid they have a kid that's diagnosed with autism and one day their kid is framed and manipulated and coerced and threatened to do something like this. God forbid. Patty, thank you. Phoenix Rocks. I appreciate you guys. God forbid that your child is framed or threatened to take the fall for something they did not do. Factually innocent, guys. There's a reason they use that term, factually innocent. The facts points to his innocence. And boy, don't let me get fired up tonight, because I will throw you guys one you're never gonna believe. So, since here we talk, let's talk. I'm going to read you 174. Then we're going to get into a short video. And then we're going to watch the video with Bryan Kohberger at the traffic stop with Deputy Duke a month before the unaliving. I think it was a couple months before the unalivings. Let me get my reading glasses, because I want to give you guys the best info you can get. Here we go. 174. This is Danny Vargas, allegedly the same police person that was investigated for some other stuff going on. We'll get into that in another episode. This investigative report, 22M09903, stated the narrative. Pullman Police Department Injury Accident Video Review. Mind you, this is Moscow reviewing Pullman PD's video. Why would they be doing that? Well, let's look. On November 12th, 2022, at approximately 11:40 at night. This is the night previously to the unalivings. Early morning is the next day that it happens. Whitcomb received a hit-and-run accident in the area of blankety blank blank, redacted, Pullman, Washington. Driver's license redacted. Multiple PD officers arrived on scene and blocked off the area where this incident occurred. The location of this incident was near the west entrance to blank, redacted, apartment complex near Kohberger's residence. Okay? Near Kohberger's residence. So we have a report from Moscow Police Department that says, oh, we're reviewing Pullman's PD video. And this was done in March 28th of 23. So you've got January, February, March, almost 3 months after they arrest Kohberger, and he's sitting in Latah County Jail. So CF was later arrested. CF was later arrested as the suspect in this case and booked into Whitman County Jail. So who could possibly be CF? Who could be CF? Well, they were later arrested and suspect in this case and booked into the Whitman County Jail. Did anyone go and see at Whitman County Jail CF? Then it says, I went to the evidence and I downloaded 35 files, videos, which span between 11:12, 11:41 hours to 11:13, 22, 03, 25 hours. The majority of videos were in the area where the suspect vehicle was eventually located on Northeast California Street. I provided the downloaded videos to Detective Maury so he could upload them to MPD evidence servers. I later viewed the videos. I did not see, now this is the key word, I did not see a vehicle matching Kohberger's vehicle in any of the videos on Brandy Way or in the videos near California Street. The longest video recording was Brandy Way, and it starts at 11:43 and runs for 1 hour and 21 minutes. All of the videos captured on Brandy Way span from 11:12:22 at 11:41 p.m. to 11:13:2022 at 1 a.m. Brandy Way was closed off with cones and police tape at around 11:41 until 12:30 a.m. so the scene could be processed. Detective Sergeant Chris Engel told me Northeast Brandy Way was cleared at 11:13:22 at 12:30 a.m. This included the west entrance to the blank apartment complex, which had police tape across the entrance. The east entrance to blank apartments was still available for access to the complex. Now, it says a little snippet right at the end that I've highlighted. While reviewing Kohberger's cell phone data extraction, I located a screenshot of the Whitman County Jail roster with CF information. The last modified date for the image was 11/13/22 at 6:27 p.m. This image was taken from Yik Yak. So Kohberger was on Yik Yak. He took a screenshot of the person that was arrested at the scene of the accident. And it says in Kohberger's Chrome tab history on his phone, I located where he searched for Google doing their error. This is what most newspaper journalists, investigative journalists, they go out and they do that. They go and they listen to the feed because they know that's where they're going to get their next news story. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So they knew that Kohberger was on a live feed for the police and the fire dispatch so that he could monitor crimes. And they also knew that he took a snapshot from Yik Yak on the jail roster with the initials CF, and he had that information on the Pullman PD injury accident video. Now, let's watch that video real quick because I want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. CF. CF was arrested at a traffic on the scene at an accident near Kohberger's place of residence. And I found the video that actually talks about this accident. It's labeled entitled sorority sister gets a dose of reality. So get this, it's a sorority girl that lives in the complex. She was toasted and she was charged with a felony because she almost killed 2 people. Okay? And this is the video of the snap of the one that I found of the accident that matches this. And then they take her in for questioning and processing, and she is booked. I mean, she is pretty upset. She's not going to school on Monday. All she wants to do is call her dad. She's already opened her mouth and talked about everything possible under the sun where they could use all that evidence against her. And the moral of the story here is that if you get stopped or arrested for anything, don't divulge information other than yes and no, and remain silent. So as soon as this pops up, I'll go ahead and share it with all of you. This video I found, and as soon as it pops up, I'll give it to you. Hopefully y'all can hear me. And if I cut out one more time, my computer is going right to the router. It will be hooked up right to the router. So let me see if I can grab this for you guys. And you know, I'll get a temperature check for a minute. Okay, so it's going to load. And this is the actual video of the traffic stop. Hopefully you guys can see that in a minute as soon as it loads up. Now, it's shocking to say the least. Repeat the last thing you said. Okay, so this is the actual video. Your browser can't access. Okay, this is the actual video of the girl who I believe allegedly was arrested. It's titled Entitled Sorority Sister Gets a Dose of Reality. This is the actual arrest that happened that night outside of Kohberger's apartment complex. He takes a screenshot of the girl that is basically been arrested. So here it comes from, who is that? Hold on a second. Let me enlarge this. It is from Damon Virial, and it's called Entitled Sorority Sister Gets a Dose of Reality. Hopefully that's big enough you guys can see it. And we're going to watch a little bit of it real quick.
What time is it, actually? I'm really curious.
2:30 in the morning.
2:30 in the morning?
What's the date?
Hold on a minute.
11?
On November 13th, 2022, Carmen Fernandez was
That is
illegally
CF,
arrested
Carmen
for wearing
Fernandez.
2 right shoes.
You got 2 different shoes on. I see punch on your shirt.
Punch. Well, I mean,
Here.
that was just like, it was like literally like, no, I can see.
You're wearing
like,
2 right shoes.
What happened to your other shoe?
My other shoe? I'm wearing my other shoe.
Look at the time.
You have 2 different shoes on.
America has changed over my lifetime. You used to be able to wear 2 right shoes without being arrested. What happened to the land of the free? Granted, Carmen did apparently
at
hit a
that
couple
car.
people with her car on the way to her sorority party. One of them flew 100 yards from the point of impact, but footballs do that multiple times per day. What's the big deal? I don't know. Carmen doesn't know. This all reeks of police corruption to me. I think the motive for arresting Carmen was simple envy. You see, Carmen is a princess. And I mean that. She literally is a princess. Because who else but a princess would incessantly ask for her father?
You can sign that right there.
Why do I have to sign?
So this signature is saying that I have read or have had read to me the above explanation
I just
of
want to see my
constitutional
dad.
rights.
But I don't want to be alone
And I understand
right
these rights. You are not seeing your dad. Stop asking. Because you've asked me 15
now.
times.
Okay, you're being like kind of mean about it.
Mean indeed. Can you believe the audacity of these cops to arrest Carmen on a weekend? You know what that means, right? For one, it means a judge won't be able to see her until Monday.
Why can't I see a judge sooner? Like,
Because judges
I think
don't
he's being a
usually
little
let that
sarcastic, but watch.
okay, well, can we like talk to one? Like, I don't want to be here all alone all day on Sunday. Like,
And second, she has homework to do.
with like, I have homework to do too. Is my dad gonna be able to drop me off some stuff?
Yeah, what kind of stuff?
I just need like my meds and like warmer clothes in my backpack so I can do homework, preferably.
Yeah, you'll have to talk to Whitman County Jail about that. The homework's probably going to be a no-go.
Huh?
Yeah. You'll have to talk to the Whitman County Jail about that. The homework's probably going to be a no-go.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's a jail.
Okay.
You'll likely be in cells or a holding area or with other criminals.
Can you believe this? Not only is Carmen denied the right to do homework, but she's being caged with actual criminals. The police have failed to give her special treatment, thereby putting this pretty princess in imminent danger. Unbelievable. Unacceptable. I won't stand for it. So I sat down.
I have to talk to a judge.
No, why can't my family be here? I'm all alone. Like, why can't I have my phone and talk to them? Like, I don't know why they're saying it's evidence. Like, what am I doing wrong?
So
Like, I'm going through so.
put your hand back under the door. He's somebody else that's gotten arrested who is being weird.
And to make matters worse, the police took Carmen's phone.
Someone has all of my
Your
stuff.
phone is seized as evidence. You will get it back after the case has been adjudicated.
Do we initial anywhere on this?
My phone has been seen as
Or is it
evidence,
Yeah.
So
Just sign.
Carmen,
Sign.
so I
No
can't have my
initials.
phone to
Who's
talk
the-
to my dad.
Oh, we denied the
I'm sure we got
It's
it.
mine.
This is the epitome of police brutality. If you thought Rodney King was bad, you haven't seen Carmen Fernandez.
Of course, he's being sarcastic, but the point was that this was CF,
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
and this
Hi.
is the actual
what's your name?
residence where this
Carmen?
happened.
Okay. So,
Are you trying to
this
put
officer's going to talk to you.
Okay.
Hi, so let's have a seat somewhere. Yeah. Pullman 455, you can show me out. Subject.
Now, I don't know if BK was watching
Carmen,
this all play out from
actually,
across
let me
the
do something.
street.
You want to give me a little bit of
I've been-
space.
It's Carmen Fernandez. Shit,
Yeah, I
what's
hear
her
you.
last name?
Where
This is
she?
Carmen.
I don't know where your sister is.
My sister?
Yeah.
She is.
So, Carmen, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with
Wait,
you.
why are you guys talking
Give me
about
1
me?
second. Give me 1 second.
Sorry.
How did your vehicle get over there?
My vehicle? I drove
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you drive from?
from my apartment.
Where?
The Grove. It's like 2 minutes away.
From the
Okay.
Grove.
What
You guys
happened
knew the
between the
Grove.
Grove and here?
What do you mean?
Did you collide with anything?
Oh, no.
Who was in the car with you?
Just my sister in my apartment.
Okay.
Or her friend in my apartment.
Okay. We can ignore that for now.
Yeah, it's fine. Wait, what happened?
So there's some severe damage to your vehicle, and we have some people reporting your car struck them on Northeast Brandy Way.
Struck them? I
Yeah.
was with my dad the whole time. I was with my sister the whole time.
Were you with your dad or your sister?
My sister.
Okay, where's your sister?
I'm trying to find her right now. I haven't been able to find my.
Do you have a phone number so I can call her?
Yeah,
So
509.
who was really driving?
My
What's her
sister. Carmen.
Do you know
Wait, your sister's name is Carmen?
Oh, Keegan.
Okay.
Keegan?
Yeah.
Where's she at right now?
She should be anywhere around here. I was gonna pick him up right now. And then
Carmen, how much alcohol have you had to drink tonight?
I have not had very much.
How much have you had?
Not a lot at all.
Okay, can you give me a ballpark?
Maybe like one drink would be good.
One drink? Any
Yeah.
drugs?
No, fuck, no.
Okay.
I don't.
So what did you collide with from the Grove to here?
I don't remember.
There's severe damage to your vehicle. Severe, yes.
Like
What-
And
massive
there are 2
damage.
people in the hospital right now.
2 people?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I mean that there are 2 people in the hospital that we have information that leads us to your vehicle that struck them. You know, like a car crash? Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense though, because I was driving the whole time and I was completely sober. And we just drove here.
Okay. Who was driving your car?
Me.
Okay.
And I've been completely fine.
What happened to your other shoe?
My other shoe? I'm wearing my other shoe.
You have 2 different shoes on.
I've just been wearing Drews.
Okay. Can I have a seat for a
Crazy.
second?
Did you text her
Have
and
a
tell
seat.
her?
I don't want to say. Why are you so scared?
Did you text her and tell her not to answer my phone call or something like that?
No, I can call my dad. Like,
Where's your dad?
he's at home.
Wild.
Do you want me to call my dad? Wait, why do I have to close the scene?
Well, like I said, we have evidence to believe that your vehicle collided with.
Can you come here? I don't know. Do you want to talk to my dad?
Was he driving the car?
No.
I don't need to talk to him.
I don't know what's going on. I'm in trouble. I didn't really do it. Like, I don't know. Okay, Keegan is there, but I'm here alone right now with the cops.
Where-
They say that I clashed with someone.
Where is Keegan?
Keegan is with my home.
Where?
Or with my dad.
Where?
At home.
Where?
At the Grove. The apartments. with
At
my
the
dad.
Grove.
Yeah. Can you talk to my dad?
I'll let my sergeant talk to him.
I'm just by myself. My dad's not talking to me.
Would you like me to talk
Do
to
you
you?
want to talk to them? I don't like.
Hello?
Carmen, so like I said, there is severe damage. There were 2 people that were hit. There was a fire hydrant that was hit. Yeah. And there are 2 people in the hospital that gave us the description of your vehicle leaving the scene at the Grove. So who was driving your vehicle and who collided with those people?
I mean, I was driving my vehicle, but I literally came here to pick up my sister. Like, I didn't.
You didn't crash into anybody?
No,
You didn't crash into anything?
No.
So
I swear to God.
what were you doing while you were driving?
I was going to come pick up my sister because I had to get her home.
What
Like,
was,
I didn't do anything.
So she wasn't in the car with you.
Huh?
So you're saying you were coming to pick her up, so she was not in the car with you?
No.
Okay.
but you said that she's at your apartment.
Well, now she is.
How did she get there?
I don't know. My dad was talking to me. I didn't get to talk to him very long. I don't know who took my phone from me.
How long have you been here?
Okay.
Probably like.
So the whole point to this video is this is the
And who did you come here
Carmen
with?
I came here.
that reference in police report number 174. Okay, so 174, that was Carmen. But Kohberger, at the bottom of this, which is really odd, at the bottom of this document that I shared, this document states that Kohberger took a snapshot of her while she was arrested. So he was following what happened across the street. So this means that Kohberger was at his house, okay? At the house, his residence, that night between these time frames. And it also references that he took a screenshot of her mugshot at Whitman County Jail. And it says the last modified date and time for the image was 11/13/2022 at 6:27 p.m. So he basically watched this play out, followed the case to go to the website because he heard it off the scanner from the police and fire dispatch. And that went off at 11:13 at 12:37 a.m. He was listening to the local police and fire dispatch. Okay? So if he was listening to the local fire, which fire's open to everyone, police in some areas it is or it isn't, why was he listening for the local fire and dispatch scanner? Was he in fact working with any police department in community policing? Was he doing this on his own, or was he talking and working in the position he interviewed for? And you know what? What if I just told you allegedly that, they said he didn't work with them to cover their own butts? Think about this one. I mean, I listen to a scanner sometimes. It's free. It's local. You get to know what's going on in your own community. And isn't that what Kohberger applied for? Community policing, student population. Hello? Now, why would this be so interesting for somebody with autism? Why would he do this? Either he did it because he was bored or he had nothing better to do, or he was actually working the hours and following up on things in the area that he was assigned to do. That's a theory. That's a theory. But if he saw some things he shouldn't have seen with the wrong people, then that makes him an easy target. Especially with autism, there are plenty of studies that indicate people with autism. Now, I'm not saying they can't commit crimes. Like, I've seen theft, I've seen little things here and there, but I've never seen a study that doesn't say they can't commit crimes, but typically not violent crimes. So here we have those two pieces of evidence and who they were and what it was about and how it was linked to Bryan Kohberger. Okay? So let's review Bryan Kohberger's traffic stop that was just leaked and released today, and that everyone is calling him such a trash bucket. That's okay, because karma's a bitch, and karma will hunt you down and find you and give it back to you 777 more times. Stay with me, because if I start getting on fire, it's because someone has pushed my buttons and poked the freaking bear. You don't want to poke the bear. And I'm going to give it to you straight. And I'm going to show you facts and evidence. You may not like it. That's your problem, not mine. So, we're going to go and watch the Bryan Kohberger traffic stop. Okay, Phoenix, why is this important? Because I want to point out some key things that I saw in this traffic stop. Now, we all know that prison is not made for those with autism, and especially not with those who have been framed over and over. They will play it over and over again in their minds on a daily basis and try to figure out where they went wrong. How did I get into this? What do I have to do to get out of this? And I could see if Ann Taylor was not familiar on how to handle autism, I'm sure Bryan Kohberger was a horrible client for her, because he kept saying, I'm innocent, you have to find a way, I'm innocent, I've given you everything I can, I'm innocent, I did not do this. But what if he had proof that he didn't do this? And she came to the takeaway, look, And she put it in a statement. It's very difficult for me to work with my client, Your Honor. There's some barriers here. She was very, very honest about it. So let's watch this. I'm going to make it as large as I can here. And watch Bryan Kohberger's reactions. This was the August 2022 stop with Deputy Duke. Okay, this is the sheriff's office, I believe, with Latah County. Now, this was August 21st. September, October, November, 3 months. Doesn't mean he's guilty. It just means he's a little quirky. And if you know of anybody with autism in your life, they can be kind of awkward. I mean, I'm going to tell you a real quick story. This weekend, I took my daughter. She wanted to go to a concert. I said, okay, pick one either in San Diego or Phoenix, and we'll go and we'll have the weekend and we'll just have a little bit of mom and daughter time. Mind you, she's about 20 years younger than me, and she's into some of this music. And I said, I'll be your plus one. Whatever you want to do, let's do it. So we go to the concert, and of course I'm standing in the pit and with all these young people and half naked, and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I doing here? I love my daughter. I'll support her in any adventure she wants. And this was pretty wild, you guys. So here we are at a Jessie Murph. I don't know if you know who she is. She is a tiniest little piece of body, and it's hilarious because she's so tiny but has this powerful, beautiful voice, and her stage presence over the last few years. She did her first album when she was 17. And, I've always loved music. I grew up with my first album being Michael Jackson Thriller and Madonna, and I've seen Duran Duran in concert, and I've gone to all these concerts all my life. And I hadn't been to a concert since Keith Urban this last summer. And so, when did we go? Hold on a minute. May. It was May. So I told my daughter, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll be your plus one. No problem. We had a great time. But at the end of about an hour into the concert, because we got there early, we went and did meet and greet. We got to sit down and listen to her answer questions and just get to know her a little bit better. And she sang a song a cappella. It was beautiful. And so I'm getting tired, and I go, I'm going to go sit in the lounge for a little bit. So I go to the lounge. They had these nice plush couches and everything. And I was sitting there, and this young man comes and sits down next to me, and he looks at me and he said, how you doing? You like this basketball game? I'm like, yeah, because they had the TV on. I said, I've already watched this. It's a repeat. And so that ended, and it became soccer. And then we started talking about soccer and this and that. I said I had some cousins that played for UCLA, and they were really good. They, soccer all their life. I said, so did you come here alone? The 17-year-old kid out in the lounge. He was like, yeah, I got tickets at 7:00. They were $20. And I said, you didn't bring anybody with you? He's like, no, I got two tickets for $20, and they're pretty good seats. And I saw one song that this girl's already singing. I don't know who she is. I just wanted to get out of the house. And I looked at him. I said, you drove yourself here? And he's like, yeah, but I'm not that great of a driver. And I'm telling you, if you don't think people you're going to meet affect something that you talk about on a daily basis, you need to open your eyes, because immediately I knew he had autism. Immediately he said, well, I'm kind of awkward socially, and I'm not a great driver, but I saw these at 7:00 on sale for $20, and so I came down here. And he's like, I don't have many friends. Well, I've got one friend, and he's gay, but I didn't bring him here. I said, all these little girls running around here, you could have a date. Put phone. I hate using my phone. I like talking to people face to face. And we had a conversation for about 45 minutes. Okay. So I got it. It clicked for me last night. I saw my son in him, and I saw Kohberger in this kid that I talked to last night. And I thought, man, we got to talk about this. I scheduled this live a while back. So let's watch this real quick. I don't know if you guys have seen it. We're not going to pick apart. We're going to watch it. I'm going to get some feedback. because I have a couple of things that I wrote down after watching it. And I thought to myself, this has got to be watched by more people. People need to understand what they're watching live in real time right now. This is important. So here we go. This is Kohberger's traffic stop. Hopefully y'all can see this in the stream. Mind you, my 17-year-old with autism does not drive yet. And I'm going to flat out tell you why he is not ready. And he tells me all the time it's his worst fear to drive. If you know, you know. Let me see if this will, let me throw this up on stage. Did you hear me? Type a 1 if you can hear me. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Let me throw this up here. Hopefully you guys can see this because, you know, I came to YouTube a couple weeks ago. This is not my forte. I am still learning. And it can be a challenge, but I'm willing to learn and share what I find. So let's watch this. Come on. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Let me turn this up. Hope you guys, can you hear this at all? Let me stop this. Hold on. All right, what happened? Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing, testing. I don't know what the heck just happened to my stream. We definitely don't want to crash out tonight, guys. Last time it was the freaking Starlink. Now what is going on? Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Oh no, they got me. Crap. Let me see if this will stop. Come on. Am I frozen? I'm so sorry for the crash out. Let me know if you can hear me. I last left off, don't poke the bear, and we were going to share the video. Can you all hear me? Hello, hello. Okay. I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody unplugged me, but I am going to share this video with you no matter what. No one is going to stop me from doing what I was called to do, and that is share information. Whether people don't like it or not, I'm sharing. And if you don't like it, sit down, shut up, or go to hell. That's just how I'm feeling lately, guys. Like I said, don't poke the bear. The bear's going to bite your head off. All right. Here's the video. Let's watch it. Let me replay it from the beginning. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to let it play through. And yeah, let's see if this works now. Every time I go to play this video, it's like, doesn't want to play. We're going to get to it. Come on. Play the movie. Now people are like really just hardcore dissing Kohberger, guys. I don't understand what the problem is. They won't play this video, but they make him seem like a freaking monster, which he's not. And the persona that they want to pretend and share out there is just wrong. So wrong. Let's see if it's going to let me play it this time. God, what is wrong with this? We're not having thunderstorms. It might be prime time where everybody's on the internet. But it shouldn't give me a problem like this. And you don't want to hear me crash out tonight. If you can hear me at all. Does it even show that I'm live? Excuse me. Nope, doesn't even show that I'm alive.
Except you're going a little fast. You didn't realize this is 35?
So it's 35?
It is, yeah. So you go.
About 41?
Yeah, 43 is what the radar said. Oh, yeah. Do you have your
What if business banking did more? Like helped you land your next round of financing? Or made it simpler to pay your crew? What if it unlocked credit sooner so you could build momentum at every stage? Or gave you the confidence to lead?
Okay, at least it's playing, guys.
license, the registration, insurance? Were you wearing your seatbelt when I stopped you? No.
He was honest.
That's no good.
The officer's friendly.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I don't see anything wrong with this interaction.
Absolutely. No point. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You have a radar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a vehicle registration slip or something like that? Okay.
But I give you my insurance.
Yeah, this is your insurance. That's good. Thing is, I'm on a overtime shift right now. One of the conditions is we have to enforce seatbelt laws, and so to write you a citation for that, it's $10 in Idaho. Not a huge deal, but yeah. Be right back.
Not a big deal.
Last name Kohberger, King Ocean Henry, Boy Edward Robert, George Edward Robert, First Bryan, Boy Robert Young, Adam Nora, middle C.
Answer 292 Pennsylvania, valid 2024 and clear.
Valid and clear. An honest driver, which
I'll be busy site. All right, sir. Here's your license back. Here, just an infraction citation. The only thing you're alleging failure to wear your seatbelt on the traffic stop. Like I said, the fine at that's $10. You do have the right to a hearing on this if you'd like one. If you'd like hearing, you need to request it before September 8th at 8:30. Otherwise, they'll automatically be entered against you. You'll lose the right to the hearing. You just want to pay it. The mailing address there, website right there.
Yeah, I just have a question about that. So in terms of like when you get a speeding ticket that's obviously reported to your insurance, is that the same thing for the seatbelt?
I don't think so. I think it's only moving violations that go to insurance, the things that might put points on your license. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Could I get a phone number from you?
Yeah, why?
We need to put it on the citation as it goes to the court.
Yeah. Just for future reference, I mean, I'm obviously an honest person, right? I told you I wasn't wearing my safety belt. When people lie to you about that, say I lied to you about that, right?
So say I lie to you about that.
Do you honestly go back and look at that, or do you just
With a seatbelt like this, I didn't check as I was coming up, so that's why I asked you.
And he was honest.
I should. I noticed you weren't wearing it, and I'm on this emphasis. And like I said, I'm getting paid by ICD, and they want us to enforce the seatbelt law. So.
Yep. They have to.
So I was being more aware of that. That's where I'm coming from. Okay. All right. Have a good night.
Now, that wasn't a creepy incident in my humble opinion. How about you guys? Drop a 1 if you thought that was a normal traffic stop. Drop a 1.
Pullman and Farm with.
And the reason I'm saying this is because, to me, this seems like a normal interaction. He has questions because he's questioning the officer. You know, typically, if people lie to you, do you know? Criminals lie. Honest people tell the truth. He could have told him, no, I had my belt on and I took it off. He could have said anything other than, yeah, I'm guilty. I got a ticket for $10. Not a big deal. And he didn't show up for court, and he didn't protest that ticket, as we know in the repository of the court records that I've shared with you. Okay? This is an honest individual that respects law enforcement, that basically is polite. He's inquisitive. He wants to know more. His motive is to gain as much knowledge as possible. How could, I'm going to call him out, how could the fucking cartel frame a man with autism that is factually innocent and honest? How could they do that? How could they do this? And yes, allegedly he might have been using again, but that doesn't mean he's a murderer. That doesn't mean that he committed a crime. And as we all well know, he's factually innocent. They took the death penalty off the table. If he was being threatened, he said, okay, uncle, I'm guilty. I'll appeal later. I'll get through this. In order to get out of this, he's going to have to go through it. Self-medicating is the worst. I agree, Christina. It is the worst. And if he was a million miles away from home, didn't have his mom available, and didn't have anyone to go to and say, hey, I've got ASD, I can't stay focused. The only way I can stay focused is on uncontrolled substances, because you do know that there are substances that are controlled that you can get prescribed to help with this problem. You all know this, right? There are a lot of kids with undiagnosed ADHD, ADD, OCD, OCF, OCD, all these other whatever you want to label it, that are unmedicated, and are unfocused, that are doing self-medication with other things that are not legal to help them. And this is awful, whether he's a 29, 30-year-old or a 15, 16-year-old. It's awful. It's awful. And how could they all sit around and say, okay, we're going to do this hit. Everyone's going to participate allegedly, and we're going to frame it on one individual that we could make the best story possible. He's a criminology guy. He's creepy. He's ugly. He's not nice. He hates women. He can't get a date. Let's frame it on him. That, my friends, is conspiracy. If one or two or more conspire against someone, that is conspiracy. How could someone do this to this person? That was a normal interaction. And let me show you how much the media lies. I know we know this, but I want to show you something. I'm going to show you the picture that came out today in an article by Bryan Kohberger. And if this doesn't piss you off, you guys aren't angry enough to do something about it in our society. We're part of the problem if we're quiet, because that's what they want. They don't want people speaking out against this case. They don't want people to speak up for Bryan Kohberger. They don't want people with autism in our society. They're sloppy. They're slow. They're mean. They're evil. They'll never have anything in life. They won't take the highest ranks in any part of our society. They won't hold good jobs. They won't make money. That's what we're up against with our children, with our future children. So I hope none of these creators that have kids ever have a child with autism that gets framed for something like this. I hope they remember Bryan Kohberger if they ever do have kids. I really do. Because karma is a bitch, and it will pay you back in full. There was nothing creepy or unusual about that traffic stop. When the policeman is laughing and joking around and telling you, hey, I'm working a long shift, an overshift, or overtime, that's nothing to mess with, guys. That's nothing to mess with. All the lies that have been spread about this individual are just horrific. Disgusting. They're lies. And it was just disgusting. In my humble opinion, Steve G was speaking out that someone came into their community and ratted them all fucking out. And they were going to get him. Because he was the honest guy that said, shit, maybe I saw something I shouldn't have saw. And now what do I do? And the person they were going to blame it on, the SWAT took out. They swatted him. So what do we do now? We find the next best thing. Who do you know on your list that we can blame this on once we do the deed? So if they had his name from day one, they let him just run around Moscow continuously 3 weeks until he left and then they got him. No, someone had time. For those of you, I'm glad. Welcome to the awakening. Welcome to the truth. So it's not letting me pull up this picture I wanted to share. I should have loaded it before I started. I will say this. There is a picture out there that's floating around. I just thought, this picture looks really creepy. I know this is not Kohberger. And I know they did something to this. And so I ran it through the AI generator. And sure enough, 85%, they changed his, let me read it exactly. Very likely generated with AI, Mid-Journey, DALL-E, Face App, etc., or enhanced with an AI filter. And I thought, well, they have to keep their narrative. It says possible signs of AI generation. There are a few red flags that may suggest eyes appear overly bright and distorted, which is a common AI-generated faces, especially in dim and uneven lighting. What was it? Dark. That stop was dark. Lighting and shadows. The lighting on the person's face is overly sharp with harsh compared to the surroundings that can indicate rendering rather than real flash or spotlight. The blurry, inconsistent details, the car interior, and the glow outline. Multiple visual indicators consistent with AI generation or significant AI enhancement. So the media is still lying. They're still carrying on this narrative. And do you know why they're carrying on this narrative? Because of the fact the reports are out and people are sharing factual reports. So what do you think about that one? Even though they've pegged him as a patsy, threw him in prison for life, and I called Ann Taylor's office today, they cannot represent him for an appeal. Okay, what's next? He needs an appellate attorney that will take his case. Do you know how many of them there are in Idaho that won't touch this case? Yeah, I started calling around. It's like Idaho has him as a prisoner of war for the simple fact this goes all the way up the chain, all the way to Governor Little, who is a U of I graduate, all the way to Green, and all the way back down to that teeny tiny police department that had a massive drug problem. Massive. And how in the world can someone get out of what they've already put you in cuffs and locked you up for being yourself? What do we do? What can we do? Because that's like we're going to throw away the key and you're just going to stay in there. What are they going to do? Aggie says Brian's sister is the one that taught him how to be creepy in her movies. He was just doing what normal kids do to please. He was doing what other people wanted him to do. They manipulated him that he could plead guilty to get out of being in the jail he was to move to somewhere else. We cannot fight against each other, guys. We have got to find a way to be united in this. I mean, look at the GoFundMe for Dylan right now. Allegedly, the scam GoFundMe. Because I'm going to tell you right now, any court services would have paid for therapy. Any FBI director or person, an agent in charge of any operation would have said, maybe we should give her WITSEC. Maybe we should relocate her. Obviously, she was not a good candidate for that. There has to be a reason for that. So every time that somebody is asking for money, you have to ask why. Why are all these other GoFundMes up for these people that are saying that they're going to go to trial when trial was canceled and the GoFundMe is up and people are still donating as of 8 hours ago? What is up with that? That is fraud. And they don't like us talking about money, guys, because their pipeline was shut down and they don't have any income, and all the people were hooked on their product are now either arrested, in rehab, or have died. And I'm just feeding you facts. I'm just feeding you the facts that I found. There's nothing slanderous about the facts. This case ended with Jesse James Bailey and Candace being arrested. They went down. They were federally charged. If there's corruption or anything going on, I sure hope there's a DOJ investigation. I sure hope that this little town is taken out. I sure hope there's a new change of custody of hands over there and things get back on track for the people. But I'm not going to focus on that negativity. We're going to focus on what we can do to help Bryan Kohberger. I don't think he should be locked up, that he's not. And that's my humble opinion. And if somebody wants to get on board this with me, great. When there's a will, there's a way. And I think we have enough people to back that up. If London can have 600,000 followers and drive a GoFundMe to go, what was the last number? This little engine can. And if you know an appellate attorney in Idaho that will touch this case and not be afraid to speak up based on facts, we need them to step forward. We need an army. Dylan Mortenstein, in 2 days, has raised $61,298. You don't think that we can't do that? Maybe a portion of that? I get emails all day long. I cannot believe I'm so freaking upset with all these police reports and they railroaded Bryan. What can we do to help? I say we write Trump. We write the DOJ. No, I'm not in love with a alleged trial by media filed by the state of Idaho and sentenced to die in prison. I am not in love with the criminal, folks. I'm in love with our country and our justice system, and this is not justice. This is not justice. And these foreign enemies of ours are right in backyards. They're domestic now. They are domestic. They are a danger to our children. They are a danger to our children. That is they are a danger to our children. Testing, testing. Did I lose you guys again? Believe me, I will always come back if you can't hear me. I will always come back. Testing, testing, testing. Did I lose you? Oh my God, this is so frustrating. I think Starlink dropped again. Oh joy. I'm gonna crash out. Testing, testing, testing. Did I come back? It says I've got full connection. I don't know why it keeps dropping. Can anyone hear me? Anyone at all out there? Testing, testing. Does it even say I'm live? God, this is frustrating. So frustrating. Testing, testing, testing. Nope. Testing. For Bryan Kohberger has been released, and we're going to go in detail and break it down for you so that you can understand what autism looks like. Because this is a classic case that we are going to talk about. And did you know this individual is factually innocent, sitting in jail for the rest of his life? And we, the people, are doing something about this. He was framed and is a penalty. Can you guys hear me? What? We're going to talk. Can you all hear me? I figured my computer just, the internet dropped and that was the end of the story for me. So I don't know if you guys can still hear me. I'm trying to end this live. Let's see if I can't get it to end either. Something happened. The Falcon. I wish my husband would have told me. They just launched the frickin' rocket from Starlink from Tesla. Shit. That's probably interfering with my Starlink. I should have looked at that in the time they were launching it. Okay, so I'm going to try to get off this internet. Something is not working. If you can hear me, I'm going to end the stream. I thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate you. I will make sure I check the rocket launch next time because it does mess up our Starlink and I should have realized that. So I will be back on tomorrow. Look for my live. Make sure you sign up for notifications, hit all, and be well.